All right, these cards here represent air, and coming from Western astrology, a student of that. And this translates into, the eureka here is that it translates into attitude. The spirit is another word for it. And these words change over time. Spirit, it used to be called spirit. Now, going forward, a good word for this would be attitude. Air also, and these are the families. They're not from Jack to King going up like before, but they're from Jack to King going down, or down going up, Jack being on the top. In this order on purpose, but keeping in mind that you start here wherever the Jack is and you end up here. Neither one being greater than the other, nor even the middle, because they're different and they have different roles. Like the dad and his son, or like the owner and the employee. They just have different. They occupy the same space and they work together. You see, first, middle, last. They're not replacing each other, but they all work together. So we're the ones who grow through these stages, you know. So this is the peacekeeping attitude. And then that graduates into a fun, loving attitude. I like to use the example, you go to the park first where there ain't no thugs hanging out or violence or whatnot, and then you know, oh, here's a peaceful place. Then you pull out the basketball or the soccer ball or whatever, and you start having fun. So that's what this is. And then you have so much fun that it graduates to this. I used to think this was strength and health, and it is, but the greater attitude is freedom. That's a more accurate attitude. So you peacekeeping, fun loving, and a healthy freedom. And so that's strong and free, you know. Okay, a thing to see here is that this cardinal air in Western is Libra, but this is in exotic astrology. This Jack here is only one eye. So when you see peacekeeping energy, know that it's not. You can't say, well, yesterday you did this to them and let them get away with it, because they don't have a yesterday eye. They're only looking at now, at what's happening now. And so if you say anything about yesterday, they're going to count that against you. But I guess with this axe, this is good police energy. So anyway, all these energies are in everyone. So these would be like the angels, and they're creating color, and the color manifests in each body, and then we make groups in Facebook or whatever, and then those groups make companies, and those companies form like mergers, and you have Forbes magazine and stuff like that. People who talking about companies, you know. So it's all like stacking on top of life, is stacking on top of itself. So, but these are another thing to know is that these are red, so they're not black. That means that they're a push energy. So these are not magnetic; these are electric. So that means if you have a lot of this would be Gemini in Western astrology, is mutable air. I have things here. If you have a lot here or in any of these, then the proper way to express that energy is not to sit back and ponder. You have to go out and do things. Like if you, oh, well, I need to go do this, and then you got to go do that. Because this is going to be active when it pushes. And the black cards are going to be active when they pull. That's how they work best. So if you think you're so cool or whatnot, and you have a lot of planets in the black cards, but you always out there like, hey, what's going on? You know, you might have more in the black than the red, so you're more of a magnetic person, you know. The things you do attract people rather than you doing things and attracting people. So, but that's to note about the red. The red cards are electric cards. They're a push energy. So play, attitude, these are not physical cards. So, oh, something else. This, in my research, just my personal research, represents the involuntary actions, which is also good, a good reflection of spirit, that which is invisible. So, blinking, blinking, breathing, and your heartbeat. There we go. Breathing, blinking, and your heartbeat. So the three involuntary actions that I've tracked, and an involuntary action is something that you don't try to do, but you do. Anyway, not a habit, like breathing or blinking. You don't have to tell yourself to blink. You just be blinking sometimes. So, okay, so that's what these are. All right.